Diary of a Channeler. So it's been interesting. I feel that this Diary of a Channel is already coming to an end as I segue into direct channeling once again. But right now, I'm still in the in between. I feel like I'm in a little bit of a void, actually. And like today, when I'm recording this, it was a full moon yesterday, and normally I'm just very like amped on full moons. And I did wake up and get out of bed in the 4 o'clock hour this morning, which kind of indicates that yeah, the moon woke me up. But that's also not uncommon for me. So yeah, I just feel like I'm in a little bit of a void. I don't mind saying that, like, I know I need to make videos. I need to start direct channeling the Galactic Council and all of like, let's co-create the new Earth type of um beauty and magic that's meant to come through for light workers and way showers. And I found this new term this morning because there's some new things I'm doing in the channeling realms that are kind of new age. And I was called a wayfinder, which I thought was cool. So not only a way shower, but a wayfinder. But yeah, some interesting things have happened. So when my boyfriend massages me, he's very magical. So a lot of times, sitting in the living room at night, he'll just massage my shoulders, and I'll sit in front of him. And it's been happening for me for many years. I wish I knew how many. I want to say more than 5 years for sure, maybe closer to 10. But I've noticed that when I receive massage from people, if I feel really comfortable, I receive a lot of like activations. It kind of sounds strange, but a lot of times in massages, I would almost feel like my body, I mean, it is a vessel, right? It is a vessel. Our physical body is a temple. And there's all kinds of things when you do acupressure and different things that we can do to the body to make really magical mystical things happen. So it sounds a little silly to say sometimes I feel like my body is an actual spaceship, but I feel that way sometimes when I get massage. I'm like, oh, they're turning on this energy center, and oh, that whole light grid just like activated and awakened or whatever, right? So it sounds kind of silly to be like, oh, my body's a spaceship, but in some sense we are flying through our human existence in this vessel of sorts. So to think of it as a vehicle, right? The body's been called a vehicle, a temple, a sacred container, all of the things. Anyway, so it's been a few days, and he was massaging my shoulders, and all of a sudden there was a wizard to my left. So now I'm able to like visualize. I do think my eyes were closed, but now I'm able to like be in this realm and have visions with my eyes open, which is really exciting. Um, and you would think that I would know better by now, but like even me, I'm still realizing just how much I still discount my imagination as something separate. It's crazy. I tell people all the time, I've done quantum hypnosis sessions for over 3 years now. I've just done so many at this point. And I'm always saying, use your imagination. Your imagination is the bridge, it's the direct conduit. It's like things coming together and forming a bridge. Use your imagination. You're not making it up. And somehow, with my visions like popping off now, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been having more visions than I realized. And I was still like, Jolie, I think that's your imagination. I'm like, okay, it's really not. But it's so surreal that even I have to really work. Like, work is a negative word to me. It's like, sounds like force or hardness, but I feel like I really have to work to remember what is really happening and to understand like the magic and the channeled information, to trust it, even though I've been doing it for so long now, and things are even more amplified now. So he's massaging my shoulders, and a wizard came, from my left. And of course, he had the white beard. And I just want to remind you that, spirit shows up how you want them to see you. It can be both ways. You know, you can ask for an authentic expression of what the being actually looks like. But I'm going to tell you that that when I've done that, I really don't like how they actually look. Like I have seen a glimpse of my higher divine self, and I am pretty sure she is this like octopus woman with a very large, round, unattractive head and these tentacle things. And she kind of floats. I haven't circled back around on that because it was so disturbing that I'm not sure if I want to know, because I really like my versions where she looks mostly human and like the most beautiful, luminous, radiant goddess of all times. So I'm aware that when the wizard showed up to my left, he showed up how I wish him to look. He literally had the old white Gandalf beard. He was wearing a purple robe and a purple pointed hat. I mean, classic movie wizard. So for me, I'm not about the details. I'm not here to say Andromedans look exactly like this, right? Because I feel like we're always filtering it through our own human lens. I am more of a deliverer of the message and a soul activator, light code activations, like getting you into happier, healthier, more joyous states, realizing your true potential, that you really are a soul having a human experience, that we don't just have this one and only life. Like, I'm more about what message can I give to you that will help reactivate your soul mission, to help you release the amnesia that it's time to let go of so that you can rise into your full power. So I personally don't get hung up on this is how something looks. If you've watched my other videos or looked at my posts, my boyfriend and I saw a light ship in the sky. It was this perfect sphere, and it was so beautiful, and so I have seen things with my eyes that I couldn't have made up or imagined. So anyway, so the wizard came from my left, and just like classic vision journeys, he handed me a sacred scroll, and the scroll was well, what you call it, rolled up, and it was tied with a red ribbon, which is so classical. And of course, I had to channel on that, and it's like, well, the red ribbon can symbolize like earthiness, grounded energy. Anyway, the root chakra kind of a thing. So I've been getting all these messages to do light language. And it's not that I don't connect with it. In fact, there's this woman on YouTube. I love to listen to her song. She's European. I don't know how to say her name. It's like Guairo, like Gwairoach, I think. And she's got this gorgeous song that's light language. And I will play that and I will just feel it. So I love light language. I think it's fascinating. I think it's valid and real and all the things. I've tried it a little bit, and I'm just still at the point where I feel a little goofy with it. So I keep getting these messages: light language, use your voice, sing, speak light language, chant tones and things to activate souls and awaken them. And I'm like, okay, but I still don't know what that's supposed to look like, and I don't feel comfortable yet because I've shared in past videos. This is the first time in my life that I feel insecure to share. I don't like the word gifts because it's not something I have that anybody else doesn't have, right? But the spiritual um, offerings that I have, I'm still like, okay, what is, like, I have all these things that are transforming and changing and transmuting, and that I'm supposed to kind of like evolve and update and like, right? And so I don't mind saying that I'm a little overwhelmed about it. So anyway, I'm like, okay, light language, I'm open to that. I'll practice, when I feel inspired. So anyway, I just wasn't feeling connected to it in the moment. And the wizard gave me a scroll. And of course, I untied the ribbon, I opened the scroll, and it was gold letters that seemed to like morph and change and rainbow. And like if you really looked at the letter, you'd not just see gold, you'd see all the rainbow of colors in them. And it was sort of like they were disappearing and reappearing. And it was just absolute magic. And what it was dragon light language, dragon lineage light language. And the wizard is like, this is what you're supposed to speak, not like that's the only thing. And I was like, of course. I just didn't feel connected because I don't know, I was just thinking of like Pleiadian light language, like I'm connected to all of those beings, but right now I'm feeling the dragon vibes. And so yesterday I did a dragon activation and breathwork journey, and it's still available. You can purchase the recording if you're interested. It was so amazing, so powerful. Everyone that was there for the live Zoom offering just had the most amazing, beautiful, incredible activations and dragons that came through. And so I was really still hesitant, to be honest. And so I made some sound. So instead of speaking the dragon light language that I do feel that I can do, but wasn't yet confident enough on a live call, I allowed some sounds to happen. That was my way of compromising. It's not that I was scared or afraid, but I didn't feel quite yet rooted in the transmissions that I hear coming through that I've been practicing. Because what happens is I start to do it, and this is like anybody practicing psychic channeling, spiritual work, it's a practice and there's a bridge to cross. And at first it's like, okay, you're doing it, but then the conscious mind comes in and you're like, oh, wait, am I doing it? And then you start to analyze and think about the sounds, and then you kind of retract. And I just didn't want any part of my sound to be an inauthentic experience. So I just wanted to share about that because that was really interesting. And then I also was sitting out on my porch the other day, and I don't know, something about fairies. And it's so interesting because years ago, I was going down the stairs and I heard fairies giggle, and I just know it, you know. I don't have to like prove it to anyone. I don't have to like try to explain it. I had an experience where I was going down my stairs to my car and I heard fairies giggle. And so um I was sitting on my porch and I had a fairy activation, because you might even see it in these videos. Like, I don't know, when I look at myself, I see a woman who looks just like a little bit tired, like a little bit like my bandwidth is stretched thin with all of this massive energy that's happening in and around me. I feel a little like dull right now, if that makes sense. And there's even a part of me that's like, wow, what's happening to me is so beautiful. Like, I'm so grateful for this activation and awakening and all of these answers and insights and visions and capabilities. And at the same time, that doesn't mean it's not overwhelming and just a lot to integrate, to process, to move through. So the fairies came in because I was needing a little playfulness, lightness, and joy. And it was so beautiful. I felt them behind me. They didn't seem very big, but I know that they can change in, you know, size. They can be little if you want them to be, but fae tend to be like very tall creatures as well. And they just giggled behind me, and they just created this beautiful like energy vortex around me of just like lightness and flowers and nature and beauty. And I giggled along with them. So those have been interesting. You know, again, these are just like activations I'm having. And of course, because I had this fairy activation, I was like, okay, so we just did the dragon activation yesterday with breathwork. The next one needs to be a fairy activation with breathwork. So I just put that on the schedule, if you're seeing this before that live event takes place. And so I'm like, okay, that feels like a next good step with this activation journey. And yeah, I think so much more has been happening, you know, than that. And I could sit here and talk all day. Like, I'm noticing people awakening all over the planet. Like, when I get on social media, I'm noticing it in my friends, whether they're really staying connected to the work that I'm personally doing or not. I'm noticing it in my children. There's more presence, there's more awareness, just more openness, I feel like. And Yeah, I think I just wanna kind of sum this up with, in order to step into your highest, fullest, brightest purpose and potential, things have to fall away. The old things that aren't working. And sometimes when you're already in the spiritual world, when you're already doing like really beautiful things, that can be hard. It's hard to start to say no to the things that you've always done because it's not still serving you. For myself, I'm releasing some of my weekly classes at my yoga studio in Key West, and it hurts my heart to share that, to say, no, I'm not going to be teaching this class anymore. I'm moving, fully into private sessions and workshops and trainings and retreats. And I'm going to start traveling and speaking more. And so being on the schedule 3 days a week, every week, it, it kind of stifles and blocks my energy, and it doesn't keep the energy open for me to have the movement of the channeled information, the channeled divine information that's meant to move through. So that's it's not fun. It feels uncomfortable. Like I have 1,000 things to do today, and also like 1,000 things I could do. And so I'm just kind of here, breathing, being in each moment, asking for the next steps. And I wouldn't even say asking, trusting that the next step will rise to meet me. And that's no easy task, to like step the next foot. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where this is going to land. And like waiting for the step to rise to meet you. That's kind of the energy that I'm in. And yeah, it's a little unsettling, and that's okay. So just wanted to share a couple of those updates. I'm asking for clarity as we speak. As mentioned, I know I need to start just channeling videos. So this me like talking about my experience is probably going to go away really soon. I might change it away from Diary of a Channeler. So I might just have, the Diary of a Channeler, like, 4 to 10 episodes, and those are just there on my YouTube, and I just move on to channeling different beings and councils and things of that nature. So if you're still here, thanks again for listening, for tuning in, because I know that you're on your own journey, and that's really what's most important, and a big reason of why I'm sharing these. I said it in one of the first ones. I just went so many years knowing this was meant for me, knowing this was my world, and like, but how did you do it? Like, how did you do it? What did you go through? Like, what was life like? As the messages started to come in, but they weren't fully clear enough to just go all in, like, what's that process like? And it's an interesting one. It's one that there's really not a map to. I think that's what I'm finding the most like wowing is like, okay, there's no map, there's no path, there's nobody to say this is how you do it, because everybody's experience is different, and there's so many beings that you can channel. And even though there's a lot of channelers these days, there's also not a lot of channelers these days, and everybody's experience is different. And most people are channeling like a specific um you know a specific collective or guide or whatever, and that's not like my collective or guide. So it's really kind of like a talk about feeling blindfolded and trying to find your way in the dark. There's a bit of that, and so that's why I like that term, wayfinder. So for now, I'm okay. Not comfortable. I'm not comfortable yet, but I'm okay being a wayfinder. And I do want to say that the kind of craziness seems to have settled. I do feel like this deeper calm, this like deeper held space. And it's just like I mentioned, it's just like I'm now being held in this cocoon or this chrysalis that's just like a little bit of a void. And the void isn't bad. In the void, all possibilities, everything and nothing exists all at once. So a void is a beautiful, beautiful thing if we have the courage to let it be, like a warm blanket wrapping us up in a nice little nap so that we can awaken again, refreshed. Wishing you a great day, and feel free to drop some comments if you feel inspired. If there's anything you would like to know about or hear about, I'm really open to making videos on what people want to hear about. So please let me know. I'd be excited to hear your thoughts. Have a wonderful day.